It's true. Fruitfulness, aka blessing, whether in life or business, isn't luck. It's not about finding the secret sauce tip or the next to do or the right new strategy or should do. It's about investing time wisely in the right places such that it produces an abundant ROTI, return on time invested. This morning, as I was spending time with the Lord, I was reminded of Psalm 1 that talks about this. Blessed is the person who doesn't run around chasing the world's ways of doing, right? But who instead invests time delighting in the law of the Lord, right? Delighting in the Lord and in his word. And then it goes on to say, this person is the person who's planted in his presence, who has everything they need to grow, such that they yield its fruit in its season, and its leaf, I can wear my leaf earrings for you, does not wither, no matter what winds or droughts or storms go on around them, right? But those who are running around chasing all these things, it says, that's not what happens to them, right? And it just was just a reminder that if we want fruitfulness or God's blessing in our business, it is simply following his process that he's created of sowing and reaping, and leveraging the 7 laws of the harvest that I teach about from Galatians 6:9. Because when we sow the time and resources that God has entrusted to us, because we didn't create them, right? In the fields he's called us to, whether that's in our life, our business, our ministry, or relationship, and then we actively participate in this process of nurturing what's been planted while trusting him to bring the growth, then in due season, aka his time, we will reap, not may reap, we will reap a harvest if we don't give up. But here's the thing. On our own, as CEOs, right, or as business owners, let me say that. A business owner is running around doing all the things on our own. You may be able to produce 5, 10, or 20-fold, right? Because law of the harvest number 4 says we always reap more than we sow. So when you put one seed in the ground, you always get more back, right? But here's the thing. As CEOs, Christ-empowered operators of a business who are doing this with God, we will reap that 30, 60, 100-fold type of harvest that the Bible talks about, because kingdom math is exponents. Now, in my quiet time this morning, I also not only read Psalm 1, I read a quote from St. Augustine that said this: without God, we cannot. Without us, God will not. And I just really sat and thought about that. I'm like, that is so true, right? Without God, I can't. I did not make the time, right? He gave it to me. I don't have everything in me to really create success and fruitfulness in my business. That is all from him, right? But it's up to me and to you to sow what he has entrusted to us, our time, right? This mission, this message that he's given us. We have to sow it, because sowing literally means to start the growth process. If we don't sow the seed in the ground, if the farmer doesn't go out and put that thing in the ground, if you don't go out to your garden and put those seeds in there, you will not have any harvest, right? Let alone the abundant, fruitful, 100-fold kind of harvest that we're praying for, that only God can bring when we are partnering with him in this process. And this is why CEOs don't waste time chasing squirrels and shiny objects, hoping that this is the secret sauce of success. Why CEOs slow down and pay attention to what is right in front of them, right? The time they have, and 2 things about their time. Number 1, where they're sowing their time. And number 2, what ROTI, return on time invested, they're reaping, right? And then we seek the Lord of the harvest for wisdom around what adjustments to make, right? So that the fruitfulness keeps on coming, right? The kind of fruitfulness that John 15 talks about, like, it's to my glory that you bear much fruit and so prove to be my disciples. Like, I want my life and business to be so fruitful that people are like, how does she do it? And you know what my answer is? It's not about, don't look at me, look at him, right? And this is what we're going to focus on at the It's Time conference, how to invest your time as a CEO to reap a 100-fold ROTI, aka harvest. And that is why today you are in luck, because tickets to the It's Time conference experience are now available, and for a limited time, you can still save $500 off, whether you get general admission or VIP. But here's the thing, that rainbow is not going to last very long. So if you want to experience 100-fold fruitfulness to be the ROTI of how you invest time in your business and also in your life and in your faith, don't just wait for luck. Don't just wait for chance. Don't just wait for things to just happen. Go check out how the It's Time conference experience is not your typical conference, right? I'm going to drop the link to the website below. It's redeemhertime.com/conference. Yes, you can snag your ticket for $500 off. And here's the thing. When you sow the seed by grabbing your ticket, you set the growth process in motion, because we are not waiting till September to start growing. We are starting the growing now with all kinds of pre-conference resources, support, and connection that is happening to get us ready, so that when we are in the room, we're going to compress time, we're going to accelerate time, we're going to see God just take what's already been being sown over these months and really start bringing that hundredfold harvest, right? In a way that could only be from him. And all of that starts today. And like I said, you are in luck, because I'm giving you $500 off for a limited time to come and join us in September. So don't waste any time. Go check it out, pray over it, and grab your ticket, and let's see the hundredfold kind of harvest happening in our business.